Hey guys, C-Drama Invasion here. Welcome back to another C-Dramas ranking video. If you haven't checked it out, I do have part 1. This is a new series that I just started this year. And it's basically compiling all the dramas that I watched or tried to watch in this part of the year. So we split it into 3 parts. Every 4 months or so, I do a video. So let's go through the categories real quick. I want to keep this as fast as possible since last time it took too long to edit. We have around 38 dramas, but first let's go through the categories. First off, I have favorites of all time. Next is iconic. Then the good category. Could be better, don't care, never again, and on hold till in the mood. I think all of these are self-explanatory. I feel like sometimes the ratings from 1 to 10 doesn't really capture all of my thoughts and feelings. And of course, once again, this is completely subjective, and I am definitely a mood watcher. So sometimes no matter how good the drama is, if I'm not in the mood for, like, let's say a mystery drama or something, I probably won't enjoy it as much as I do. So all of these factors will go into it. Most of these dramas, I would say around 90% or at least 85%, I've talked in detail in my channel, so I won't go and make a review of it, but I'll just simply state 1 or 2 sentences briefly. And for dramas that we didn't really touch on, then I'll definitely go into it a little bit more. I have part 1 and part 2 of dramas. So for instance, first off here, we're just gonna go this direction right here from left to right across a row, and I listed everything you need in the description box below, so all the titles and stuff, but I'll go over it again once we're done. Let's just start. This is the Blue Whisper 1, and I would say that this one, it started off as could be better, but actually I changed my mind. I think that towards the final episodes, or the last 10 episodes of part 1, I started to not enjoy it as much, but overall, I think at the beginning, I really thought it was a little bit unique. I like the focus on the mermaid stuff and how she was in that valley, but I ended up not enjoying her being in this valley all the time. And I thought it was a bit slow and kind of boring. The effects were okay. I really enjoyed her form in the Firefox later on. I thought that even if it was like, I think 40 something episodes, it was a little bit too long, and they should have edited it a little bit more properly or paced it a little bit better, because in part 2 we had what I thought was like a very predictable ending. And yeah, I would leave this in probably never again, to be honest. I would probably not watch it again. I felt like I wasted so much time after finishing part 2. There was also something like in the chemistry department, or maybe it was like the writing or something, that I couldn't enjoy the romance. Next up is Heroes. Heroes is a wuxia drama. I'll leave this at the middle of the could be better pile for now. I think that there were things that I really like. I love that opening song. A lot of things were great in the beginning, but it got a little bit messy. There were ups and downs with it. It kind of starts off as this really fun story, and I thought it would be that way the whole time, but it got really dark, and I didn't feel any need for that romance. I thought it was very unnecessary, and I was so much more into the brotherhood storyline of the 3 male leads. And the female lead was annoying at times in that drama, and I thought that the second female lead outshined her, at least story-wise and character-wise. Next is The Legendary Life of Queen Lao. Let me just move this up top. Or is that more distracting? I don't know. I'm just gonna leave it there. Okay, hold on. The Legendary Life of Queen Lao. I would put this... Honestly, it would go to don't care, but a lot of people said that after the first 5 episodes or so, they found it really enjoyable. So I might give it another chance. So I'll leave it on hold till in the mood for now. There's just so much dramas on my plate, but there's a lot of dramas that I kind of leave onto this on hold mode just because I think there is potential and I am a little bit more interested if it does get better. Jinxed at first. Could be better. Warning you, there's going to be so many in this could be better pile just because so many dramas start off quite good and then later on it just falls off track. I think it's boring, repetitive, and it kind of goes nowhere. And that was kind of the case with this one. I thought that the ending was fine, but it felt a little bit artificially like sweet and fake for me. Daybreaker. Another one that could be better, or should I say good? Okay, I'll leave it in good for now because truly the quality was great up until a certain point. This was one of those dramas that captured my attention. It was riveting, it was interesting, the cinematography was just stunning, the acting was great, but you get to the later half and everyone basically says it's just confusing, and you know when you have so much deep plots, complex characters and stuff, and only like I think was it 24 or something episodes, and they just really rushed things. Some things were unnecessary too, so unless they have a season 2, it's probably going to be, let's put it at the end of good for now. I'll also put Blue Whisper down there too. Okay, let's move on. We have Money Heist, the first part. This is the Korean one, the Korean remake. I don't know if I should put this in good or could be better. I would say, let's just say good for now, because there were things that I really enjoyed. I just thought one thing that really hindered the whole experience is that you don't give us the entire portion of it. How are we supposed to enjoy everything? And now, like, there's no real air date. So if they're going to bring it back like 2 years from now or something like that, I don't know if I'll really enjoy it as much as I did. I thought that the Jesus character, which is the one that I chose on the poster, Berlin, was someone that I was looking forward to the most. Hopefully he has more shine in the second part. I mostly enjoyed the Denver and Misun storyline, which really took me by surprise because I didn't really remember caring much about Denver in the original. Moving on is Love Like the Galaxy. I have part 1 and part 2 here. So the first part, I would give this a solid good. I don't know, good or iconic. Good for now, just because first impressions with it was good but slow. Like, I knew it was a slow burn, but it was really slow. Okay, like I wanted more of the male lead, and I wish that they did build a lot of different things up that I had issues with the final part, but I'll be talking about that in a finals review, so I probably won't talk about it too much here. So part 2 for me, honestly, part 2 is iconic. I wouldn't put it as far as my favorite drama of all time, but I do love the romance and thought it was just beautiful. There were some scenes that were so intense and captivating. Zhao Lusu, such a good actress. There were some moments where Wu Lei, with her in emotional scenes, it was clear that she was definitely the one that was a little bit more less rigid, and I hope he improves on that in his future dramas. But overall, was super touching and enjoyable. I still thought that some things in the final part, probably episode 40 to around like 45, could have been like shortened, cut out, and yeah, that's why I couldn't put it in favorites of all time. But yeah, definitely still iconic. The next drama I have here is one that I haven't talked about, but it's a drama that's probably one of my favorites of all time. This is a Hong Kong drama, an older one called No Regrets. And yeah, I'm putting it in favorites of all time. This is a drama that aired like quite a long time ago, but I just recently watched it again in Vietnamese dubbed with my sister, because we remember growing up, and I swear I remember my parents watching this drama, and it looked like a great action romance. It was quite short, so we decided to watch it together, and we were blown away by how charismatic and how intense the action, the plot was. This is a drama that is very tight-packed, very quickly paced, and you have to give it 3 episodes though, just because they have to build up a lot of characters, and just know that everything will come back full circle and it's worth the payoff. Definitely do watch it if you like Republican romance. Very refreshing. I've never seen a female lead this charismatic. She's just very aggressive, and it's kind of difficult to find those type of characters that she's basically like a mob boss here, and you don't really see that. Even though we have lots of like strong female lead characters, I don't think I've seen that in Asian dramas, period. This one is just so well acted. Perfection. There's loads of family elements as well, and the acting is just peak TVB Hong Kong goodness. They are veteran stars, and this is still one of the most talked about dramas for these 2 actors. And I heard a rumor that they might do like a sequel or a little project for the fans who've been waiting for over a decade for them to reunite. It's actually incredible and definitely addictive, worth the watch, even if you're a little bit hesitant about the Republican era genre. First episode is, like I said, set up about the future, and then she's gonna do a flashback. So don't drop it after the first like 1 or 2 episodes. Next is Ancient Detective. This one is either iconic or favorite of all time. I'm gonna put it in favorites of all time as well. This one is a drama that was really refreshing just because I was watching so much at the time, and honestly this couple of months, not a lot of dramas gave me that perfect pacing that I needed. I feel like a lot of Chinese dramas now are just stretched and stretched out, probably for the sake of profit, but that really waters down the quality of the genre, the drama, everything like that. And I was craving a historical drama with some romance, with some maybe wuxia, good fighting, stuff like that. And I was blown away by this one as well, and super addicted. Finished it in like 2 or 3 days. Highly recommend it. More about it up on my channel if you want to see a full-on review. Kiss Sixth Sense. Kiss Sixth Sense is a fantasy romance business drama. I'll put this in the good pile. This is good because I really love the chemistry between the 2 leads. It's just that I really didn't care about anything else, any other characters. It was only the romance for me that kept me going. It was worth it in my eyes, but overall, like everything else, the other plots, I didn't care too much about. Anna, I would put in could be better. I heard that they did release like an 8-episode extension of it, and it's because the author or whoever wrote the screenplay said that without their permission they cut out a lot of scenes, so maybe that's why it felt like the story was a little bit incomplete or not too much happened. I thought it was fine. It's something that I've already seen before, but props to Susie for stepping out of her comfort zone. Immortal Samsara is either don't care or could be better. I'll put it in don't care for now. It might be could be better if I manage to watch it all the way to the end, but so what happens is the first like 10 or 12 episodes I was kind of into it. I really liked the Immortal Realm stuff, but then the Mortal Realm felt like super draggy. Of course I knew it's nothing unique or refreshing, but I was enjoying it at the time because of Cheng Yi and his amazing acting. But once they kind of dumbed them down in the mortal world, I was kind of over it. And by the end of part 1, they started bringing back some of the elements I like more from the first part. So I don't know. But right now, I'm definitely not going to watch it. It's just way too much filler with like these side characters that I don't really care about. Next is the drama Extraordinary Attorney Wu. This drama was such a breath of fresh air. I'm not one for law dramas, but this one is just so good. Focuses on a lawyer who has autism, and I think she's the first ever Korean lawyer. who has autism, and it's so refreshing to see how she approaches the world. The little whale moments are so sweet. The romance here is so respectful and beautiful. I love the friendship that she has with her childhood best friend, as well as the female character, the second female lead, I guess you can say, in this drama. Overall, the cases, there are hit or miss, but there are some that are really touching, and I really like it. Let's move on to Cafe Minamdong. Okay, this is one that I started randomly on Netflix, and I would put it in don't care. I don't think it's like horrendous. I just don't think this is my brand of comedy. And I do like everything separately. I like the mystery genre. I like a little bit of comedic elements, but I feel like this one felt a little bit over the top for me. So therefore, I couldn't enjoy it as much as I thought I would. Heart of Genius. I am putting it on hold at the moment. I watched up to episode 8, and I didn't get a chance to catch up to it because too many dramas, and I went on vacation. So I came back like after a week, and then I started hanging out with other people, and I basically had no time to watch a lot of these dramas. So for now, it's on hold since I'm into the shansha genre with love between fairy and devil, which we'll talk about in a little bit. Kunlun Mountain, also one that honestly I would put in don't care. I watched like 3 to 4 episodes and I really couldn't get into it. Once again, it has every element that I thought I would like. A bit of wuxia, Republican, mystery, some romance. Even has side actors that I was looking forward to. But I couldn't get into this one. This is Big Mouth and iconic for sure. It's going into iconic because the acting is so incredible, and I was shook by how like dark it is. And so trigger warning for anybody who doesn't like bloody scenes. There's strangulation, torture, literally a lot of trigger warnings, but for me, so worth watching. I think it's because I've always been interested in prison life, I guess, and documentaries relating to prison stuff, and they really show the dark side of prison. Dramas like Prison Playbook is definitely one of my favorites, but it's the comedic aspect, and here love to follow the male lead who is basically the underdog, and he has to climb up and scheme and do everything in his power, even act like a psychopath in order to survive in prison. And yeah, super intense. Every single episode there's like a little cliffhanger, and I feel like once you watch it you cannot stop. Love Between Fairy and Devil. Favorites of all time for sure. I'm basically done. I only have like 2 episodes left currently as I film this. It's just one of a kind, honestly. It's such a treat to the eyes for everybody who likes shansha dramas with those beautiful fighting elements, those stunning colors, editing. This is crisp, high quality, stunning all the way through. I love it, especially the final episodes. I'm so happy that it's one of those dramas that doesn't slow down, and it doesn't feel like it's a draggy drama at all, and the romance is just perfection. It takes a while to get there, I can't lie. There were some moments where I wish that the female lead fell for the male lead a little bit faster, but once we do get there, like, she's literally the all or nothing type. They are definitely that ride or die couple. We get so many things that make sense. I love that the writing, every single character makes sense. It's not just thrown in randomly for the sake of the plot to move on because the author doesn't know what to do. Cough, cough. Immortal Samsara. The mortal realm aspect here is so good just because it's refreshing in some ways, and you'll definitely see why. I don't want to spoil for anyone who hasn't decided to watch it yet, but do watch it. I think it's one of the best dramas that ever came out in this shansha genre in such a long time, at least for like 2 to 3 years. Okay, let's move on to Checkmate. Checkmate is honestly don't care. I would put it in on hold till another mode because I like the actors, but there's just something missing. If you watch the first season, I don't know, I feel like this one is definitely not as good despite the bigger budget that they have. I don't know, couldn't get into the first like 2 cases, which is unfortunate because I did enjoy the first season. But yeah, I don't think I'll be watching it anytime soon, so therefore not even gonna put it in till a later mode. Adamas, is that how you say it? I could say this is, could be better. This is one of the actors that I think is all-time favorites of mine. Ji-sung is just incredible, and he's great in here. I just think that the writing is a little bit slower paced. It's definitely slow burn. I still think it's interesting, but definitely not as good as everything else. Could have been better for sure. The Bad Kids is a favorite of all times. Had me shook how good the child actors are here, and I don't know what else to say. I have a little review up. You can't really say much about these types of genres with like mystery and stuff because you don't want to spoil, but do watch it. There's a reason why it won like so much awards. Being a hero, good for now, not iconic just because I haven't watched enough of it. I definitely need to catch up, only seeing like the first 6 episodes, and so far I'm enjoying it. Nice to see Yibo in a more intense type of character. I think he's kind of gravitating towards less idol dramas, less romance centric and more serious acting, which is good. Chen Xiao, the same for him. Usually see him in historical romance dramas, but I was kind of surprised to see how great he was in here. What is this? My Liberations Note. Definitely favorites of all time. Not going to spend too much time explaining why. I dedicated like probably 9 or 10 minutes to that on my channel. Bad Romeo, this is a Thai drama. It stars Yaya and Mario. I haven't seen a drama that goes through this level of, I guess, fast-paced romance for a while now, so it's refreshing for me. We do have some time skip moments. So basically they meet, they get pregnant, they literally like get married, fall in love, and do all of that, and then there's a time skip. If you need a Thai romance drama, check it out. Next is From Now on Showtime, which I placed in on hold till in the mood, which this category is dramas that I'm still interested in or might want to give a second chance but haven't had the time to get to yet. There's actually probably a lot more dramas that I left out that I haven't completed or haven't had too much strong feelings about, but I think it'll be way too long if I put it in there. Anyways, the next one is Again My Life, and this is another one similar to Adamas where I really like the male lead. I like the time travel element, and it should be good, but for some reason I kind of got sick of all the politics and all of this revenge scheming. I wish there was a little bit more to it that was refreshing and something that I haven't seen before. But performance-wise though, so good. Next is the drama A Dream of Splendor, and this one is one that I really enjoyed. All the way through, there were moments where I thought could have been cut out, but overall iconic just for the female lead coming back alone. She did do like movies and stuff, but in terms of dramas, I think it's her return after like 15 or 16 years, and I really adore her. Without a doubt, she is the star of the show, and the romance was great. Love in Flames of War, this one, never again. Honestly, it's one of those dramas that the female lead is, there's something wrong with her character or her acting, but I couldn't get into the romance. But I really like Sean. I thought he was charismatic and he looks great in this type of role, but maybe they should have shortened the episodes or something. But I found myself skipping through the last half and then ending up dropping it. Alchemy of Souls, iconic. This one, is so refreshing and beautiful, and it's definitely a slow burn. It's unique. If you watch lots of historical Korean dramas, I think it brings something different. I'm just a little bit worried that the second part will feature a new female lead, but I'll still probably watch it just because technically they can get away with it, and it does make sense if you watch the drama, because technically she's still Naksu because it's her soul just in a new body. It's just going to take a little bit of adjustment just because we have grown to love the female lead, or the actress here, Jun So-min. She's just brilliant, and their chemistry is really unbeatable. So we'll see how it all plays out in the end. But aside from that, I think all of the other cast remains the same, which is good news. Next up is Who Rules the World. This one is definitely going into iconic just because of the main leads alone. The chemistry was great. I thought that the last episodes were a little bit rushed, and I did take some points off of that, but overall, really enjoyed it. Iconic. I cannot pick between this one or Love Like the Galaxy. I think I enjoyed both. Probably the same amount overall. They both have their own flaws, but Love Like the Galaxy is definitely a more mature, I feel like a realistic approach to it, slow burn for those fans, and who enjoys a little bit of a deeper romance with some dark moments and stuff. I feel like the romance in Who Rules the World is good as well, but it reminds me of like more the fun, upbeat, romantic elements, banter type of relationship. But either or, Zhao Lusi is winning because this year she has shown that she can do a variety of things. And most people just know her for her rom-coms, but it's great to see a little bit more mature, more melodramatic sides come out. Next is a drama called Be Reborn. This is a crime drama that I would put maybe don't care. I know that it was good. There were moments that was good. It was tolerable. I really like the whole art theft plot, but in the end, I don't think I would put it on hold till another mood because I'm not interested in rewatching it. I feel like I've seen what I've seen, and I don't feel like I have the need to go any further with that one. But do let me know in the comments below if you've completed it, what were your thoughts on it, and were there a lot of more interesting cases in the end. Of course, we have to talk about Ordinary Greatness. Not a lot of people love this drama just because it's a bit slower, but I think it's going in iconic. The actors were great in here, and it's really about the community and all of them as a whole, as a policeman, policewoman. Reminds me of a lot of these slice of life K-dramas that I used to love so much. So really appreciate and enjoyed that one. Eve, oh my gosh, Eve definitely could have been better, especially the last half. I felt so bad for the second male lead. I did not know where this was gonna go, which is probably one thing that this drama has going for it. It's definitely addictive and gets crazier and crazier and crazier. I feel like this is why people love Penthouse, right? I haven't watched Penthouse, by the way. There's just too many seasons, and I heard the last one is a letdown. So am I gonna watch 2 seasons of greatness for the last one to be terrible? Probably not. Anyways, enjoyed it. I really liked the looks. The second female lead was brilliant, by the way. And although it didn't end up as how I thought it would, I still was highly entertained. King of Pigs, I think this is from the last section, but I, for some reason, forgot to put it on, which is insane because it's definitely favorites of all time. I spent a lot of time making that video, so do watch it. I'm not going to go into it here, but do watch it if you haven't already. Brilliant writing, and I think it was quite short too. So good. The acting was amazing. There's bullying, there's society issues, there's just things that are thought-provoking, hierarchy, bystander effect, just things that I thought was really important to discuss. Some people didn't like the ending, but I thought that it came full circle. So yeah, do check it out. The next drama is one called Link, Eat, Love, Kill. It follows two people with a mythical connection to each other. I like the male lead and the female lead in previous works on their own. However, this one wasn't a big fan for some reason. Gave it like 4 to 5 episodes and couldn't get into it, unfortunately. Therefore, it goes into the don't really care or don't care pile. And we're down to the last 2 dramas. This is Sound of Magic. I would put that this is good. I don't think that it's phenomenal. I thought that for a short Netflix drama, they were really experimental with this one, and it wasn't the worst thing ever. There were moments that questionable. I mean, the musical, there were some moments that were truly beautiful that worked, and sometimes I was like, this is a little bit cringy, a little bit weird, but overall, I think it's a good time. It's a new role for Ji Chang-wook, and it's in general, I think for the K-drama genre, they're really pushing their boundaries. Musically wise, we don't really see a lot of that, nor do we see anything around magic, magicians, except for from now on Showtime. Last but not least is Bloody Heart, which goes into the could be better section. I felt like I've seen too many dramas of this type before. I thought that the 2 male leads were spectacular at acting though, so there is that, and I did talk about it in detail. So yeah, let's just go up and talk about the whole thing, and I'll give you guys all their names and stuff. So final thoughts and overview. Favorites of all time, we have No Regrets, the Hong Kong drama, Ancient Detective, Love Between Fairy and Devil, The Bad Kids, My Liberation Notes, King of Pigs. Iconic tier is starting with Big Mouth, then Extraordinary Attorney Woo, Love Like the Galaxy Part 2, A Dream of Splendor, Alchemy of Souls, Who Rules the World, Ordinary Greatness. Good tier, Being a Hero, Love Like the Galaxy Part 1, Bad Romeo, Money Heist 1, Daybreaker, The Blue Whisper Part 1, Kiss Sixth Sense, and Sound of Magic. Could be better tier, Adamas, Jinxed at First, Heroes, Anna, Again My Life, Eve, and Bloody Heart. Don't care tier, we have Immortal Samsara, Cafe Minamdong, Lost in Kunlun Mountains, Checkmate, Be Reborn, as well as Link, Eat, Love, Kill, Never Again, Blue Whisper Part 2, and Love in Flames of War. On hold till In the Mood, we have Heart of Genius, From Now on Showtime, and The Legendary Life of Queen Lao. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to watch part 1 if you haven't already, and comment on any of the dramas that we talked about. Which one are you adding to your plan to watch list? Which one do you agree? Which one do you disagree with? And feel free to recommend me a drama that you think I might like based off of the dramas in my iconic or favorites of all time tier. And I'll see you guys in the next video.